Yo, yo, what's going on in the hood? What's up, my peoples? My compadres and my padres. That's father in Spanish for those of you guys that are interested. What is going on? Let me know where you're all coming in from. Where your peoples are from. Let me know where you're hanging out. Let me know how your trading day was going. Let me know the juice. What's going on? Guys, it's good to see everybody. Let me ignore my echo, but I hope everybody's had a wonderful evening. Well, so in Spain, it is actually, I believe, midnight. That's why you see me looking so weathered. I did put on my face creams and all that fun stuff, but it is a little bit tiring when you're working that overseas lifestyle. When you're working that overseas lifestyle.
Yo.
But I will say, hey.
Am I here?
Yes,
are we in the Xander zone?
Mr. Crypto Shredder, yes, we're here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dude, how you guys doing? So, guys, this is one of my students, Taylor, and so I've known Taylor for a few years, and actually, I met Taylor 2 years ago in October, and he came to my house. He stayed with me for, I don't even know, a week or two, something like that. It felt like it was a long time. And we just became really, really good friends. And then he's been to my house numerous times after that. And we just get along really, really well. And last time he came to my house, we had started talking about cryptos. And so as you will be able to tell with Taylor, like from his glasses and all of that, he's a gamer. This guy is a gamer. So we started talking about cryptos, and he's like, are you into that? And I'm like, well, I'm about to get into it. And he's like, so am I. And we just came up, like, we spent the whole weekend, like, just like, because we're both Star Wars fans. We're like super nerds. We both started equating everything crypto life with Star Wars life. And we started calling ourselves the Crypto Lords. And it just turned into this crazy thing. And he started trading, and I was trading it. And then he started growing his account. And the one thing with cryptocurrency is, you know, you could put like a couple $100 in your account and grow it. It's not going to go fast. You're not going to have $1 million or even thousands of dollars. But because you don't have to pay commissions if you're doing limit orders, you can grow your small account systematically. And so we had actually a good time because Taylor was like, oh, let me test this out. I'll put, you know, $1,000 in an account and grow it. And I was trying to do it my way, and it was cool to kind of see our lines converge. But one of the interesting parts was he and myself included, we pretty much just used the same setups that we learned in stock trading, you know, in boot camp class. So like he was a student of mine in our 60-day boot camp, and then he's using the same patterns, and I'm using the same patterns. It's kind of cool. So today we're going to go over, so I actually only traded Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and then I had like a couple shreds and some of this other stuff like EOS and stuff like that, but I was sticking with the big ones, and then Taylor comes in, being all Canadian bacon. He's from Toronto, and as you know, man, they're risque over there. You know, they do whatever. He was the one getting me into a lot of these altcoins. He's like, oh, you got to trade this. Oh, my God, you got to trade this iOS. You got to trade this EOS. And he just be hitting me up with all these tickers, and so we started getting into just some different ones, and then we got into this kind of alternative lifestyle, extra Trump, with altcoins. And so, Taylor, why don't you introduce yourself real quick? And guys, he's Canadian, so be gentle. They're very sensitive people.
Yeah, so what's up? Can you guys hear me good? We're good,
Yeah.
Kunal? You can hear me on. I had to switch to my laptop. I got this beast of a weapon computer here, but apparently my camera is not qualified after having a $4,000 computer. So, um, anyways, basically, yeah. What's up, guys? My name's Taylor. For now at least, I'm going by the alias of the Crypto Shredder on Instagram and as well on Twitter. And like Kunal said, I've been friends with Kunal for a couple of years now. We get along really well. I pretty much talk to him every day, depending on what kind of shenanigans is going on. And basically what happened was I had been looking at crypto forever. I literally had a to-do list that said like, figure out the deal with crypto. And I would like write it down, but never get around to it. So I knew a little bit about it. I had researched, like I knew the basic of what it is. It's an online digital currency running on a blockchain and all this stuff that I guess you don't really need to know to trade it. But basically what happened was I went over to Kunal's and he was like, yo, I got the crypto account going. And I'm like, no way, dude. Because I've been like sitting on the sidelines forever. And basically what happened was that after that weekend, it was on. And I opened up the account after a little bit of playing around. It takes a while to figure out which exchange you're going to use. Kunal has a video on his YouTube, actually, I think that he's released that will help you figure out how you're going to set up your account. But after you get around all these weird things in Canada, of course, there's a little bit different rules. And then in the US, they took some of the margin away and gave more to us Canadians because we're fantastic. But basically, at the end of the day, after a weekend, we had the account set up. And this was at the time when Ethereum was on its tear. Me and Kunal started watching it in May 2-4 weekend. And basically the thing went, what did we start watching at 150? And
Yeah,
now it's at 400. So we basically watched this thing become
over
hype.
that week.
Yeah, over that week. And actually, he was talking about the alternative lifestyle, but we went a little bit too deep into this thing for a good 2 weeks after, like, basically the start of June. We went like 24 hours a day on this thing. We had like this marathon. We'd stay up till like 4 in the morning and keep doing this because the thing was moving so much. And you could day trade it at that time. You can still day trade it, but at that time, the thing was absolutely tearing it up. We watched candles move $20 in 15 minutes sometimes, which of course, if it's going against you, you're going to get murked. But when it's in your favor, oh, baby. So that was kind of how I got my intro to this was watching. We nicknamed him the Crypto Lord, and we would watch Kunal for the day. We kept going, yo, what's it at? 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 Because it goes 24 hours. So we would watch this thing while we hung around in Florida for a bit when I was visiting. Came back, opened an account, stayed up for 2 weeks straight, tripled my account by throwing a few. I think I threw in $360 to start, tripled that. Made a bunch more, lost a little bit, and now still back up there because it's been running again. So it did get in a bit of a slow period there, which if you're against the trend in this stuff, again, you got to be really careful. But now this stuff's booming again. And what happened was I actually stopped for a little bit, and that was because Kunal did it in his other one. He did a good little impression there when he goes, I don't want to trade these cryptos until the crypto community figures out what's going on with the Bitcoin fork. And basically a bunch of squeeblers met, and I don't know where they met, Boston or something, whatever it was. And they were like, crypto is good. Crypto is great. Crypto on. There's nothing that really happened out of this whole meeting.
Oh, there you're back.
Oh, was I out?
You were just out for a hot second.
Sorry. So basically, yeah, as crypto went slow for a little bit when the fork came in, and now it's real hot now. It's back, baby. We're back. We're shredding. And I actually wanted to see if we could catch live. If you watch IOT is going for a breakout actually currently. So we have some exciting crypto shreds going on as we speak on the crypto feed, which you guys are watching. So long story short, that's probably a terrible intro. But basically, yeah, as we caught the hype when Ethereum was coming in hot. It took a break for the Bitcoin fork. Now it's back. You're seeing Oh My God coin. I don't even know if that's the real name. OMG coin. You're seeing IOT. All these coins are coming back. And I myself now have been kind of live streaming this stuff every night at 10 p.m. on my YouTube channel. And we watch what's going on with this stuff. And it's tearing it up. So we just popped on today to talk about it.
Well, let's take a look at this bad boy. So let me see. Hold on. Can you see my CoinG account?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool. Let me get up into this Bittrex game here. BTRX.
You going to the dark side of the Bittrex.
Yeah. The problem is you kind of got to use the Bittrex for certain stuff, guys. If you want to like trade like Neo.
I don't think IOT is on Bittrex. Someone's telling me in the chat.
What? All right. So what are you trading?
Bitfinex.
The BitMEX?
Bitfinex.
Yeah, I know what it is. I'm just making sure I got the right one. Give me the iOS. Oh, so it's OMG IoT?
IoT, sorry, yeah.
All right.
There's another one that's IOTA. So look at the daily on this thing, though. Pull up the dirty daily.
Oh.
So I was watching that today. You can see it went for a huge run, flagged out, and then when it's breaking that resistance. So I took a long there, and now it's heading for that $1 roll. So this is an interesting one that we can watch basically live right now. And this just goes to show you, I think, is like when our peak hours for crypto. As far as I'm concerned, it's 3 in the morning, 4 to 6 p.m. on the Eastern time. And then it's just whenever the chart sets up.
Yeah,
so I think Kunal has an interesting look at it now, too, because he's switched to European hour. So have you noticed anything different now that you're on a different...
Yeah, so if you are in Europe, I mean, if you're in Europe, because the real action, at least if you're in the U.S., starts like at the butt crack of dawn, like 3, 4 a.m. So if you're in Europe, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to get into these things during like lunchtime. So like now, like I wake up, first of all, Europe trading hours is awesome. If people like to sleep, like I'll sleep till like 9, 10 o'clock, sometimes fucking 11 o'clock. And then I'll turn on my crypto account and it's at 11 o'clock, it's 5 a.m., give or take, in the U.S. And that's like right when you start getting all the fun action, like at a lot of the cryptos. So I can whip it up. I make a couple trades, and then I usually do cafe lifestyle. I feel like if you're in Europe and you're not going cafe lifestyle, like you're kind of doing like, you're really hating on the Europeans, right? And so just to be a man of the people, I got to go to cafe. I go cafe lifestyle for a couple hours. Then I come back and trade the U.S. from 3:30, and then I'm running the U.S. markets for a couple hours till it gets dry. But it's pretty cool as you do see all the fun action pretty much right when in the U.S., a lot of times you see it like when people are sleeping. Let me see if I can get back up.
We had like 5 days where I said, yo, I'm going to bed. It's like 2 a.m. I go, I'm just going to take a nap. We'll get up at 4 and we'll get this breakout. Yeah. And then both of us would go on G-Chat like 7, 8 a.m. We're like, yeah, I missed it. He's like, yeah, I missed it too. We're like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. And so like a lot of these, you'll see them start running, like at odd hours. And so if you're European, you really have no excuse. You can make some money, but you can see this thing right now. So like when I day trade this, guys, I use 15-minute charts. Taylor, what do you use for day trades?
15.
Are you still going 5-minute lifestyle?
I go 15 and then I zero it down on the 5.
Woo!
So 15.
5-minute lifestyle. Man, your 5-minute lifestyle is so.
Bro, you want to live in the fast lane, dog.
You're so fast and furious right now. It's crazy. So when you see 15-minute, like this is essentially our go-to pattern, right? So when you see a stock's really set up or a currency, and I just intermix currency and stock, by the way, just because I've been trading my whole life, stocks. when you see this type of pattern where you get like, this is what we'd call a flat top breakout, where you have a level that you're testing multiple times. And then when you couple it with essentially like a $1 kind of roll, that ends up being really, really powerful. So, Taylor, why don't you give me a rundown of what you would be doing with this kind of beast?
All right,
what would be your setups?
So basically,
and you can, by the way, you can bring up your own charts if you don't want to look at these.
Yeah, sure. Can I do how do I share my screen?
Okay. So if you go on the left of the Hangouts,
screen share, and the button that says screen share. Oh, that might, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy what these computers do, man. It's like it has a button that says something and like it does it.
I'm just gonna share my screen, so we'll go into the matrix here, right?
Bro, your computer setup is so Lord.
Okay, can you see my thing?
Oh yeah.
All right. So basically, guys, this was the thing, and actually, we called this. I was watching this on the stream that I did last night, and basically, I said between this one and the OMG, or the Oh My God coin, as I call it, these were both really hot. So let's quickly take a look.
On a side note, Taylor, like when you trade OMG, do you ever go like OMG?
No, I usually just go, oh my God, that's so fetch. So, I mean, here's what Kunal is saying, okay? He's basically saying we were just using the same skills that we've already built in the boot camp. So if any of you guys know anything, you know, you don't have to be advanced at trading to be able to spot this thing. This is a flag. So if you look here, it popped up. It's got a little bit of consolidation coming out here, and then boom, you got a bump. So on the chat last night in the stream that I do now, we were watching this, and I said, you know, this thing looks hot. The other thing was that we had Bitcoin running, and a lot of the other coins, they were a little bit dormant. So we wanted to watch to see money's going to come into these things as people start to exit Bitcoin. And the other thing is you get a lot of hype off Bitcoin, and you get a lot of people who don't want a Bitcoin, and they're going to buy into this stuff. So very easy. Forget all that, you know, fundamental, you know, brain analysis I just told you. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you have a push, a consolidation, and a push. And if you understand what Kunal always says, I have like Kunal's like a Yoda here, like a phantom above me, and he'll go, stocks get their power from bases and consolidations. So you can see very easily we have a base forming at 596 on the OMG coin. And from there, it started to tighten, and then it ripped up. So that's when you're going to get the push. So very easy to see this. I mean, this is no different than a day trading stock. So this is why the one thing that I think we have on our side, and if you take Kunal's bootcamp and you understand charting, is that you understand how things trade and the price action. So as long as you understand how to read a chart and to read the candlesticks, I mean, you can really trade anything. If they had a candlestick on basically every industry out there, you're good to go. So we noticed that OMG was doing that. Sorry, go ahead, Kunal.
You've been watching this thing for a little bit of a while. So just based on the chart, like where are some of the spots you could take a trade like this? And like, what would be those patterns, right? Like,
yeah.
How do you get into something like this? So okay, first of all, walk us through maybe a couple of different brokers that you like, or exchanges. That's the gayest thing I've ever heard. I know you're not allowed to say that word anymore, but my sister just told me that.
What, broker?
I was like, yeah, but you're not allowed to say these things anymore. But so give me a rundown of the exchanges, not brokers, that you would use to get some of these. Because obviously the main ones, like say like you're using GDAX, which is the most well-known. GDAX doesn't really let you trade anything. So where would you trade something like OMG? And then give me a rundown. Like right now you're kind of looking at this thing for this last pattern, but where are the other patterns you could have got into something like this? Because this fucking thing's a mover.
Yeah, perfect. So So look, you got Kunal's exactly right. Is okay. So with your exchanges, you've got please for a Canadian feel we are limited here. So Bob, Mr. Bob B, I use Bitfinex. Okay, and the reason that I use Bitfinex, and I think this is probably the biggest hump for people that want to trade crypto, is they don't know how to open the accounts. And it can be a little bit daunting, and it can be a little bit confusing because you get 18,000 different exchanges. I don't know, half of them are not even in America. They're all over the place. And they all have these different rules. So when I was with Kunal, he was doing on GDAX. Well, GDAX wouldn't let me as a Canadian actually go there. They would, but they had such strict rules that it was basically not worth my time. So I went to Bitfinex. And I mean, I'll give you the rundown of how you got to get around the border or kind of through the back door here is if you use Bitfinex, you're not allowed to actually deposit US cash into Bitfinex. So what you can do though is this, again, took a couple days to figure out over this weekend. I was on the laptop deep in the Xander zone, is you can actually use Bitfinex and you open up an account. And on Bitfinex, you can use, you use Coinbase, which is the iPhone app, and you buy Bitcoins or Ethereum on Coinbase. Once you've purchased those Bitcoins, they're in your digital wallet. Now, Bitfinex, which is BITF, as you can see on the side, will not allow you to deposit US cash. So you'd say, how do I do that? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to use your Coinbase app on your phone. You're going to buy Ethereum or Bitcoin, send it to Bitfinex. And now what you can do, though, is although you cannot deposit US dollars, you can deposit those Bitcoins and then trade them into US. So that's how I ended up doing it, is I went through the back door and I bought the Bitcoins on the iPhone app, sent them to Bitfinex, and then on Bitfinex, I traded those for US cash, and then I had a margin account. And from that, I was able to buy OMG, they have SAN, Ripple, Dash, Ethereum, and all this. But it can be daunting for people that want to get into it. It does take a little bit of mental capital of researching how the hell do I actually get into this? And there's all types of barriers. Because Kunal will tell you is he actually was at Bitfinex too, and then they changed the rules for US citizens and switched it all up on him. So I don't even know where he is now. He's all over the crypto map. But
got it.
Yeah, but you kind of got to move and stick and move with what's going on. But once you get the hang of it and you open one.
I was using Polynex for a lot of this bullshit. And not bullshit, but a lot of this stuff. And fucking Polynex has the worst fucking customer service. I accidentally sent so I bought some Ethereum and I doubled it basically, trading it back and forth. And I was trading Ethereum and I thought it was USD, but it said USDT, and I'm retarded for that. So then I sent the USDT to my Coinbase USD account, and obviously the money just disappeared, and it fucking took them. So they can break that trade, obviously, because the money's still in transit somewhere. But nobody at Polynex would actually get a hold of me till I basically threatened to sue them. And then it was all of a sudden my ticket was starting to get processed. So I'm over the Polynex till they fix their customer service, because a lot of people are going to make those mistakes, right? So that's just the nature of the game. So you're trading this OMG. So guys, obviously this is a webinar on 3 alt picks, right? That's your teaser video. What are some of the other alt picks you're looking at? So I've shredded a couple of these fuckers. So let me get into it. So I just recently got back into my Coinigy account. For those of you guys that know me, I'm in Spain right now, in Barcelona, for the next 1 to 2, give or take. I'm just here till basically they kick me out. But what ended up happening my first month here, or not first day here. It was not my first month. It was my first damn day. Was that I got drunk. I went to a club. I had some bottle service, and the only reason I got bottle service was Taylor is probably the only person that would find this funny. So I got bottle service, not because I actually care about bottle service, but I wear Bulls on Wall Street gear everywhere I go. I wear T-shirts. I wear flip-flops. That's just what I do. So everybody gets dressed up in Barcelona so that, they get their button-up shirts and all this stuff. And I don't do that. I mean, I became a trader to never have to wear a monkey collar again. I won't do it. So I had to buy the bottle service essentially so that I could wear my flip-flops. And so it was more about my honor than anything. I had to buy the bottle service. So I had to get a huge table. And then we had all these people coming in. We had to get the vodka bottles and they had the little sprinklers. It's so gay. I don't need any of this. I just want to wear my flip-flops. I want to dance the night away. But during that time, of course, when I got home at 6 a.m., I didn't remember my address. And then I started diving into more skeptical behavior. And, over time, I lost my phone and all that fun stuff.
Met some nice Australians, though, did you not?
I met some nice Australians. There's all this fun stuff. So let's go into some of these other alternatives. The one I've been trading that I really like is this Neo. Let me see. It's awesome, too, because I'm like a super nerd Matrix fan. So the fact that Neo is just running, it just makes my life complete, basically.
Yeah, on Neo, they don't have Neo at Bitfinex. So I missed out on that one.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes, guys, do you ever notice, if you're Canadian, it's like you're just living in a whole nother world. You can't get the cool videos on Netflix you want. You just feel so outcast.
Not available in your region, bro. It's the story of our life.
There's nothing worse than a Netflix not available in your region. So the one I've been trading, guys, is this Neo. So Neo, straight up Matrix style. First of all, this thing got down to about $36 yesterday, which is epic. But so this is kind of how I do it. So I watch these websites like CoinDesk and all these kind of ICO sites, and I'm trying to figure out, what are the new hot ones. Now, this one actually in the YouTube live we did last week, you guys had told me about it, and that was about 7 days ago. So it was in this kind of range here. So essentially how I'm trading this fucker, sorry for the swearing. I don't like to do that. I'm a gentleman, a man of honor. But essentially how I like to do that is, so once you guys, made me aware of this, I started watching the opening range on this. And this is like a telltale classic trading setup. So once you start to see something pop, so this thing was at like $5, give or take, and then it popped up here to 20, give or take. So it opened up pretty low, $10 or whatever. So when you see something like this, so what I do is I switch to an hourly chart. So guys, this is Coinigy. You can use TradingView right now, so I just add it in. It's not even a big deal. But what you can do is once you have that, just add in your moving averages that we talked about the other day. And now you're good to go. So when I'm looking at kind of these ICOs, my go-to move is, whoa, hold on. This thing fucking disappeared on me. Oh, yeah, there it is. My go-to move is to always look at the hourly chart. And then what I'll start to do is look for some type of line in the sand to start shredding this thing. So essentially this thing opened up, and I've never even heard of this thing, right? You guys are the ones that made me get up all in this thing. So when I'm looking at this thing, there's nothing I can do here. But what I'm looking for is essentially a flat top breakout, right? Which is a basic pattern where essentially once you get something that coils, Taylor is right, stocks or now currencies, they get their power from consolidations and bases, and that sideways movement allows them to rest. It allows them to breathe, and it allows them to get just ready to get dirty again, to let fresh buyers emerge. So what we want to see is once they pop, we want to connect the dots. 1, 2, 3 taps we need, and then we can go. So what I'm watching is essentially, I got to get this thing to go. So I use the hourly chart if I want a bigger picture trade. What does a bigger picture trade mean? Guys, it means I'm not trying to scalp this thing for a couple nut hairs here and there. I'm trying to shred like a man. Shred like a man of honor. What would be the term for that, Taylor? Shred like the Ethereum Lord himself, basically. But I need multiple taps. So I need 1, 2, 3. And then when you see your moving averages curling up under this bad boy, now you could take this. So you can buy this on this candle. You got to buy it on this first candle, though, right? And then you put your stop under your EMAs, and you are good to go. The thing to remember about every single pattern is if it ain't tight, it ain't right. If it ain't tight, it ain't right. We don't want no loosey-goosey. That's a Saturday night thing. But we don't want no loosey-goosey Monday to Friday. Monday, Friday, if it ain't tight, it ain't right. And so we're going to buy, set your stop, and then we let her off. Now, the problem is this. You don't actually know how far these fuckers are going to go, right? It could go here, go here, go here. This is where a little bit of common sense comes in and a little bit of just understanding some rules of selling, right? So one of the things that I'm always doing is once these things start spiking and going parabolic, and I use very specific sell rules that I adhere to, what I'll do is as I see consolidation or some type of pullback, I will reload what I sell. And the thing is, and the reason is this, guys, and you've got to remember this, ingrain this into your brain, that if something goes from 20 to 40, doesn't mean you should make 20. It means you should make 40. Because you're going to add in where you see more patterns, you're going to scale in. Of course, you're always going to sell some, but we have a job as winners and wieners to get bigger in size, to get more risk, right? So like for me, like I added 100 shares of this bad boy over here. Nothing too crazy. What does 100 shares cost? I don't even know. I'm not a mathematician, even though I'm Indian, but if you thought I would be, that's racist. It's not, but these days everything seems to be like that. So I had 100 shares here, and so when I get something like this, I usually spike out. I'll sell half, and then I start adding. But then if I don't have any reason to sell, I will add another 100 shares if I see like really, really good setup. So because my goal is to get in it as big as possible. Because the reason is that in cryptos, look, so in day trading, say a stock, and I was playing a stock at 18, I would need 1,000, 2,000 shares because it's going to go up 25 cents, 50 cents. And then me and Taylor are going to be doing butt fives to each other like, hey, nice job, bro. Nice job, bro. Right? And it's like it went up 50 cents and we're like celebrating, like, high five. Very good, very good. But in crypto,
that is my son.
That is my son. I see Vic right now. And the memory god Lord.
Remember, that's the MFG.
Memory foam god Lord. Guys, say hi to my student Vikram Bansal. He's in chat right now. This guy is the #1 memory foam god mattress seller in all of Winnipeg.
I still tell people about Vikram's story. I don't even know if Kunal heard. Is like someone had to pick up Buddy from the airport, and we were like, "Yo, Vikram, you can take him. Just take Kunal's Porsche." Vikram's like, "Look, I'm from Winnipeg, man. We don't drive cars that go that fast. I can't."
He's a memory foam god. But now, going back on this, Travis Walters. I know. Fantasy football, baby. So tap, tap, tap. So we want to be in the business of adding during these patterns. And the reason is that crypto is cheap, right? Get 100 shares of something at $18. That's not going to cost you much. Guys, how much did that cost you? For those of you college educated people. That's $1,800, give or take. So adding up and try to scale this thing up and get to 200. This is what I work on with Taylor too. Even though he's on here, well, I'm still his mentor and I still shame him all the time because I want him to build, right? Build. We got to build. I want you guys to get bigger and bigger as the patterns start to emerge, because we need these kind of shredders, like the OMGs, the Neos. They're out there, right? What the next one is, what we shall see, right? Hey, odd stock, what's the next one? So one of the things that I like to do, guys, is I'll go on like the coin market cap. And I'll start seeing like this is how I kind of get into a lot of these. I'll start going in and seeing like, so I do the percentage change 24 hours. And what I'll do is I'll start to like look around and be like, what's this Monaco? Interesting. Like, what's UBIG? Like, obviously some of these are big, just gigantic turds. Like, nobody's going to fucking trade the token card, right? You know, maybe. I mean, but it was 900,000 volume today, you know? So like, but the, oh my God, maybe we shred, right? So there's like all these different ones. So what I like to do is just kind of go through these in terms of, you know, seeing what's up the most. I want to see what the next hot one is, right? Or what's peaking out. So I go through all the ones. This is what I do, guys. I'll go through all the ones that have moved up 10% in a day. So like I'll go through like 20 of them basically. And what I start to do is I start to narrow them down versus what looks hot on its daily chart. This is no different, guys, than trading earnings. So I'll input what I like, what I see and what I like into the Coinigy from here, and I'll see if this is something I can trade. Does it have the volume? Does it have the liquidity? Hey, Eric, there is kind of a free course, though, right? Oh. Hey, man. He could be one of my Indian brothers. We got you, Knife. Kind of. So, like I was saying, was one of the things that we need to do is go through this and see what's going to be the next hot one. Let me tell you something. Like a good chunk. So I originally, when Ethereum was at $100, I put like $1,500 into my account. And like how I rolled with this was essentially when Ethereum was like that, you know, I put like $1,500 in it while it was running to 400. I grew my account to a little bit over 10,000. And then what I started to do was I took that money, and then what I would do is I started putting into the different brokers. But the one that's actually been paying me, by the way, this thing's about to rip, isn't it? Is anybody trading Ethereum right now? Any Ethereum lords out there right now? This is your classic setup for all my Ethereum lords. I don't even know where Taylor is.
Yeah, 300.
I just hear him just dialing out a cell phone.
I'm here. That's my mechanical keyboard, bro.
He just sounds like he's dialing on a cell phone. So test. This is your 1 hour chart. This thing is hotter than Taylor's mama, who's a wonderful looking woman. She's very mature. She kind of looks like Diane Lane. She's just a nice person.
She looks a bit more like Diane Sawyer.
Diane Sawyer's a very nice woman too. But test. This thing looks like it's ready to go. See, it's been consolidating now for about 4 days. What I've noticed in cryptos is kind of that 3 to 10 day mark. If it's got real momentum, that's when it's going. And the thing is good. So like Matthew, you've been in for a while, right? So the thing to always be doing, because remember, you know, you can use margin and stuff as you have profit. Say you're in from 150 and this thing pops up to 200. You've got profit, right? Use that fucking profit and start building bigger positions. Like I still have. So when the Ethereum market just crashed like a motherfucker, I was calling Taylor and I ended up snagging like 100 tokens at like 138 and then 145. So I still hold like a good chunk of those. So I have like 125 left from 135. And I keep adding, right? I'm not trying to just sit on my laurels and say, hey, I invented Ice Ice Baby, the hottest rap song in 1992. What I'm saying is Ice Ice Baby was hot, but it may be possible for me to go in and, you know, do some other shredding. So we want to keep adding to it. Now, Taylor, where are you, buddy?
Sorry, I'm here.
Let
me.
Your
how do I
camera's
get back?
down.
How do I get back from the abyss? Oh yeah,
I'm
like back.
Doing like... Hey, by the way, can I just ask you a serious question?
Yes, of course. Very serious.
So you're from Toronto. You have a Colorado Bison a golf shirt kind of thing. Now,
do you want to know the history of this shirt? It was given to me by a great buddy of mine, a friend of mine. Okay, fantastic person. Turns out a long time ago, before I had this profession, at my old job was a lot easier than this job. Okay, it was fantastic. Sleep till 12, wake up, make a couple $1,000, wake up. Anyways, you know what I mean. Anyways, fantastic. I actually attended a course at the University of Colorado Boulder. Fantastic course, great people, good friends of mine, run by 5-star generals. And they gave me this shirt. It was fantastic. It ran 1 week, and I was certified to do all types of different things after. It was fantastic. Okay. But that's the story of how I got this shirt. It was given to me by a great friend of mine. He does fantastic work. Fantastic.
So that's the history of the shirt. I took a course at Boulder. I'm like this much educated.
Oh shit, that was funny though, Frederick. You gotta admit, it was pretty funny. Oh fuck. I mean, as a brown man, I have to find all this stuff very funny. That was pretty. I mean, he had it pretty on point.
You know what I meant. Okay, you know what I meant. That's all that matters.
I don't know Putin. I don't see Putin.
I don't know Putin. I don't hang out with Putin. Okay? You guys know what I mean. It's crypto first. Alternate coins first. It's fantastic.
But if you guys watch, back to what we were doing, is if you guys watch, AOTA coin is still holding over that $1 roll. So I am long. You're actually witnessing a live shred. Okay? I will bring fury to this IOT coin. It's going to be fantastic. I'm hoping for a 110 target. Okay, but I'm actually long as we speak. So if you watch IOT, the coin, it is still building over the $1 base. And then like Kunal said, is a $1 roll in stocks. That's a powerful roll, right? It's now made it into the $1, and we hope that it will touch the $1 and then base and run off that. So all the patterns that you guys are going to learn, if you take Kunal's bootcamp course, which I took and was a massive resource to me, you can apply those to cryptos, and you can apply those to, I think Kunal actually uses the same thing for futures. I know there's students who've used the same thing for Forex. I actually, in the, what was it, the Brexit? I just used the same patterns. The same patterns Kunal taught us, and I used it on Brexit and made a couple $1,000 on that night at like 2 in the morning. So if you know how to read charts, you can pretty much trade anything. So that's what's really cool about crypto is you don't have to be this crazy mathematician. If you know how to spot a flag, a base breakout, a $1 roll, a rubber band snapback, you're going to be able to spot all this stuff. So, yeah.
So, Yeah, I trade Forex in terms of crypto. I consider that Forex. Forex is lame, but crypto is hot. I do futures, stocks. The patterns are all really the same. It is more of just a matter of discipline, understanding your style, and making sure you have an edge. That's where really people screw up, is that, you know, they trade without an edge. Sometimes they watch something and they're like, okay, I'm going to trade it. Everybody's talking about it. But trading always boils down to an edge. Do I have an edge? So one of the things that you have to remember as a trader or a future trader, shredder, is the smartest, shadiest, most crooked, but also well-financed people in the world are in the finance market. You've got to think it's like the fucking Iron Bank, right? All the smartest people are in this game. So how do you beat them? You have to have edges, okay? Edges. So, guys, there are different ways to get an edge in life. You can have an edge in strategy. You are a strategical genius, meaning you understand about setups, markets, how things are moving. You can have an edge in your physical well-being, meaning I have the ability to work harder, work longer than my opponent. I have the ability, the physical ability to be focused longer than my opponents. That is an edge. Even though it wouldn't seem like it, that is an edge. You can have an edge in psychology. I will stay true to myself and my strategy when all is lost. Because most people throw shit to the window when they get stressed. I have an edge in the mental side, that discipline of I will do my homework. I will do my preparation. And I will do it no matter what. I will do it when I win, and I will most surely do it when I lose. But I will always prepare for the next day, for the next move. That's an edge, because that is a discipline too. I have tens of thousands of students, and maybe a handful of them can stick to that particular edge. That's the hardest edge. The discipline edge of the mental side is probably the hardest edge, because it's dependent on you, right? How much easier is it to go into work and see the fat slob in your cubicle next to you and try to blame everything on him, right? He's a dick. He ate the last donut, stole your last coffee, right? He's watching pornos on his computer. You're like, he's talking about always like doing really shady stuff, and you're like, no, you're like a big slob. I bet you don't ever leave your house. But that's what's happening. You have an edge there. There's an edge in discipline. There's an edge in keeping to yourself. So there's different edges in trading. You can have an edge in just finances, right? Like I have more money than other people. That does give you an edge. In life, that gives you an edge, right? The poorer you are, it doesn't mean that you can't bring yourself up, right? The more money that you have, it's just you have an edge over people in some manners. So what we always have to do is pick our edge and then build on it. So like for me and my students, I try to give them a couple things. I try to give them a strategical edge via patterns and setups that they can use to make money in the markets. Then I try to instill the passion and the discipline of the psychological edge of how to build themselves to where they want to go. And we try to marry those together and do a shred. Like Taylor here, like he could show, even though he's got glasses he wears hats like me. He is Taylor. Talk about your experience with killing people and taekwondo and going to Asia and doing the exploding heart technique.
Basically, I'm a purple. This is quite the segue there. Let's take this for a second. In Pepe Lolo, on the low, you can short. I'm not from whatever country talks like that, but you can short altcoins on Bitfinex. Basically, you're going to get margin. Now, what you will see is some of the ICO, so the new coins, you won't be able to short them right away. So I made a bunch of money on EOS. That's probably the best crypto trade I've had. I got it from $1 and sold it at $5, but you couldn't short it. You couldn't margin it. You had to use your own cash because it was new.
Can you show us that chart, the penis flag? So Taylor, so I have my own setups, right? So we have like bull flags, bear flags, flat top breakouts, annexation of Puerto Rico, the little giants. We have different patterns, and Taylor has what he's called a pattern that he calls the mega penis, and
so
he can go.
If I just throw on this screen share here, I mean, here you can see this is basically turning out into what we call is the MFP. So the mega flag penis. I mean, I don't even have to show this to you guys. It's like, what do you expect? Look at this. Boom. Coming in here, we got the balls coming in here in the base. And remember, stocks get their power from bases and consolidation. And then we got the bottom in here. So we're waiting on a break. And I call this an MFP, a mega penis flag, because, I mean, it looks like a big penis. So basically, we're waiting for this. I've been waiting for this thing forever to rip. Now, I actually caught this. Now, one of the cool things about crypto is that it trades on Saturdays and Sundays, 24 hours a day. So one of the coolest things is I'll go like train. I mean, back to the other segue Kunal was doing is I'm a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I teach and compete. As surprising as that might seem from the way this is going, I actually teach and compete students here in Toronto, and I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. So a lot of my stock stuff has helped my jiu-jitsu, and my jiu-jitsu has helped my stock stuff with the discipline. But basically, what you can see here is this thing traded on a Saturday and a Sunday. So that's pretty sick because most of you guys are like, oh, I have a baby and then my girlfriend needs me to like watch Game of Thrones with her. And then like, I got to go to bed and then I got to get up and get my bagel and like look on YouTube. It's like, dude.
Wine night, cheese night, trivia night. I noticed a lot of people in their 30s and early 40s now, they do like game board night. I don't know what that's about. I'm old school. I'm more into still, getting blacked out drunk and smoking cigarettes and stuff. But yeah, everybody does their own thing.
So yeah, I mean, if you're having game night and you're sleeping too late, like Saturday morning, this thing was bumping. Saturday morning, we were at the balls of the mega penis flag. So, you got to watch these things on. I think ETH, I remember one time too, I was trading it from the golf course on Father's Day, and me and Kunal were texting on the golf course. This thing was ripping. So the cool thing about the cryptos is you can catch some of the biggest breaks actually on the weekend. Why that is, we don't really know. Maybe it's that IOTA just went under $1, but it's holding $1. So you guys can laugh if it tanks against me, but I have faith. And I'm in early too. The other thing is, like Kunal always says, you don't want to be late to the GB. We got the mega penis flag pattern, and then the GB. You just don't want to be late. So of course on IOTA, I'm not worried because I was in early before the $1 break. I was anticipating that it would be a fantastic trade over $1, but I didn't chase it over $1. So I'm not too worried about that. But what Kunal was saying basically is EOS was hot. It broke out on a Saturday and a Sunday, and the thing went from $1, like 157, all the way up to $5, and I ended up selling. This is basically what Kunal calls an account builder. So you have these days where, I mean, everybody trades every day. We make $100, $1,000, $500, $600, whatever. But you have these days where things are running, and that's when you're really going to make your account and build up some power in it. So for me with the cryptos, I started with a couple $100 just while I was fiddling around because I wanted to see. And like Kunal said, is a lot of these exchanges, they're extremely sketchy. So I didn't want to put a bunch of cash in, but I put a couple $100 in, and I ended up turning it into a nice solid foundation for me to get much more margin at Bitfinex through this EOS trade. So it was an ICO, an initial coin offering. The thing bumped up from 150. I caught it at like 175, and I rode it all to 5 on a Saturday morning while at the golf course and sold it. And that basically built the base for my account and what I'm trading now, and basically why I'm talking to you guys. It was from EOS. So don't think that you need a lot of cash to this. I mean, if you had a couple $100 and you put it into EOS and you understand how patterns work, I mean, you could have got this on like an intraday basis. Yeah.
Cool. So, what are you looking at next? What's the next trade? I mean, not just altcoins, but what's the next trade? For me, I kind of think ETH is like a mini MBPS. Fuck, is that the MG?
MBPS? What's the P?
I don't know.
Well, PS? I don't know what what's the S off the P, man?
It's a mini mega penis.
MFP, it's a mega flag penis.
Yeah, but it's a mini.
Okay. To be honest with you, if we're talking about the next altcoins, okay? So on the stream, which I'll give you a shameless plug, follow my stream every night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We go over the stocks and the cryptos on YouTube, Crypto Shredder. But I was watching the OMG, the Oh My God, and then I was watching the IOT. And so far, so good on both. Do I think these are sustainable? To tell you the truth, I don't know if I'm an authority to say on that, but I don't think they are. I don't think that there's that. I mean, there's so many of these coins now. Who knows? Ethereum has proven that it's actually a successful blockchain. It does have technological advances over Bitcoin. And I mean, look, it's 400. Well, right now it's $300, but I think Bitcoin last year was actually $300. You can correct me if I'm mistaken. And now it's 4,000 plus.
True.
So everybody is betting on Ethereum is the next big thing. It's the most efficient blockchain. Looking to the future, I'm looking at, and this is the thing is, okay, a lot of you guys want to be Bitcoin investors, okay? That's fantastic. I'm sure you work with great people, great exchanges. It's huge. You're going to make huge gains, okay? But the cool thing about this is, number one, say you want to learn to trade. I have my buddy Alex who's here in the chat, and he has totally learned to trade off cryptos. We used to do the simulator. Now he just throws $100 in and he trades some cryptos. He gets real live experience and he understands chart patterns. And when he's looking at real charts and stocks, they're going to be in slow motion because the crypto moves so wild. But I think I think ETH, I got to be honest with you. I think ETH is going to go to $1,000, $2,000.
Show us the chart.
From what I see. Let me switch back here, Brad.
Do you feel weird that you're like on live right now, and then you got to go back on live again?
No, I'm just used to living my whole lifestyle is live now.
So guys, Taylor will be live again in a handful of hours, and he may do his whole presentation in his Donald Trump impersonation.
It's possible if you convince me, if you can stay in my office for more than 10 days, I'll do the whole presentation for you. I won't kick you out. Okay.
I don't know why I get such a kick out of it.
So ETH, I mean, let's look at this again as a normal pattern, okay? So ETH, oh, sorry guys, using the trackpad here. Although I do love my I do love my new Dell PC. I do love it, but I will say Apple has the edge in trackpad technology.
They do, like, and also when you're typing and stuff, like the feel of everything.
Yeah, there's a certain feel. So I love this Dell for performance, but man, the feel of the Apple, I don't know, they got something special there. They do. So ETH, I think, is really hot. Like I said, it's apparently a very if you want to look at the fundamental side, it's apparently a very efficient blockchain. What does that mean? Yeah, I mean, what does that mean? We don't really know. But what we can show you is, look, the pattern is solid. The confidence is there. EOS is actually supposed to be the Ethereum killer. Like, it's supposed to be better than Ethereum. But right now, people are focused on Ethereum. And like we said, last year, Bitcoin was at $300 around this time, $400. And now it's at 4,000. So all we need to do, to be honest, is catch one little rip in this, and it's really worth our time. So I am, if we're talking about the top altcoins, I'm looking at ETH, and from what I hear, EOS, but it's been very silent, is supposedly the ETH killer. So I will be watching EOS as well. There's a way that they do their smart contracts, which is supposedly a lot more efficient than Ethereum. But we'll see. And again, it's fantastic. It's amazing. They have the technology that they have is fantastic. It's probably space times 12. If you can imagine the technology put into NASA, okay, it's going to be 12 times that. Okay. But for me, it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, that's such a cop-out as top coins. But that's really what I'm watching. But the thing is, you guys, the other thing too is, like, let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, through all this tragedy and drama and fantastic and war and this and that, Litecoin hasn't budged. So if we want to talk about strength, I mean, look at Litecoin. Litecoin, like, pushed today, and throughout all that, all those pulls on ETH and Bitcoin, Litecoin really did not take a hit. So looking forward to, I'm also going to be researching and looking more into Litecoin, because it's extremely strong. Anytime that all these coins pull back, Litecoin will pull back a few bucks, but it's never tanking the way Bitcoin and Ethereum tank.
It never tanks, yeah.
So it's very interesting in that respect to watch the strength in Litecoin. So I think if we're going to say, you know, what's our top coins? Ethereum, of course, and Litecoin.
You love the Litecoin.
I'm a man of the, although I do love the dark side. I'm a man of the light.
The Lord
I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God.
You love the Lord of Light.
Sure.
I've had a couple good rips in Litecoin, but I've been stuck in it way too many times where it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me somewhat annoyed with the Litecoin. I want to be in the big rippers. I want to be in the Reddit message board antagonizing people, letting them know that the Ethereum Lord has shown up. He doesn't play with Litecoin. But, guys, we appreciate you guys coming in here. Does anybody have any questions for either one of us? And we will make sure we can answer. Usually the oil lord kind of puts them in for us, but the oil lord's having a really bad day.
What happened to him?
The oil lord, I don't know. You know, the oil lord, he's a tricky animal. He's complex. He's a
sophisticated man. I mean, he wears these shirts with all these different patterns on them. Then the next thing you know, he's at Wednesday Night Raw. It's like, what the?
He's got, oh yeah. He's a complex man. What can he do? But today,
I see a lot of questions. They want to know about a crypto course and memberships and learning more about crypto.
So guys, the oil lord, he is going to have a course ready. We'll have a course ready in the next, I don't know, maybe week or two. It's already done. I just have to basically, I just have to put it on the website and get it launched. But if you guys want to be eligible to get a free one, the Oil Lord is going to be very happy. I remember he'd have to remind me. Aren't you proud, Eric? Look at that. It's like I'm learning. So if you go on Bulls on CryptoStreet.com, I spelled that wrong. Bulls on Crypto. I don't even know how to spell crypto sometimes. We're in. So yeah, if you put your email in here, the Oil Lord. Obviously, I'm the Ethereum Lord. He's the Taylor's the crypto kid. If you put your email in here, we still we have a winner from last week. We'll have a winner from 2 winners from this week. I'm gonna step up the number of winners every single week. So we'll have 2 winners from this week and 3 winners from next week. We're going to be really building in this. So let's open this thing up to some questions. So Aglo Pakukapas. Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
How do you balance day trading and holding? Fuck, I can't see your name. Let's call you Mike. Big Mike. So we balance day trading with longer term holding a couple different ways. And the ways that you want to do it, I believe, is this. Okay, you have a set aside amount of money that you want to day trade with. We call it income trades. Income trades. I'm gonna take $50 here, $100 here, $1,500 here. You know, that type of thing, whatever. But you're taking like your income trade. But then you have longer term patterns. You know, you have longer term patterns in terms of, okay, I think that this could run for the next month, the next 2 weeks, whatever it might be. And yeah, you can go in, I guess, I don't understand why Slack channels are the big thing with cryptos these days. Slack just seems so 80s, but everybody loves the Slack. So yeah, there's a lot of Slack channels and stuff, but I'm not really into that because, you know, I'm trying to, you know, have premarital relations with women's and, you know, stuff that men do. But yeah, I mean, I like to skip them. A swing trade's a swing trade, and a day trade is a day trade. It's huge. It's amazing. I love it. It's not just about me, but the people of America.
What you need to do is prioritize day trading first, long holds second.
The other part is, right, like I just keep separate accounts too. I have some that are like for like my longer term kind of like, hey, I think this thing is going to go to $100. Like I have some NEO, NEO. I have NEO in a longer term account. Not much, like 50 shares. When I day trade it, I'll day trade 100, 200 shares. But, you know, I kept 50 shares for kind of the run from like 4 or 5 days ago. What the fuck is a hodl? Hodl, hodl, hodl. It's a Game of Thrones, man. You guys don't know hodl?
But isn't it hold on to your Lord or whatever? It means you're not selling. We're holding.
Hodl.
We're holding. We're holding.
Hodl. Yeah, I found some hodl t-shirts, by the way. I found like this guy on Instagram that had these hodl t-shirts. But I didn't know if I want to get that Lord. I don't know. I'm just not ready to dive that deep into the dive that deep into the monikers.
We have the question of what do you think about ICOs? You have a bit of experience with ICO that you're.
Yeah, so we traded a few ICOs. So my always thinking is kind of either you wait for the ICO to just come out, who cares? Because if it's a good one, it's going to pop hundreds of % after it comes out anyway. You know what I mean?
EOS was an ICO that we were talking about.
And you can let it. So like my personal belief in trading is you let the ICO come out and then you wait for an opening range to develop and then you just take, you know, the opening range break. If you like particular technologies or particular brands or teams, then yeah, you can invest in ICOs in the pre-sales or the token sales, and get like a little bit better price. And that will, but yeah, it's not a guarantee, right? Just obviously if they let everybody invest into the token, then right, the easy money is not necessarily just there for that, unless you have something that's hot, right? If you have something hot, so like there's all these random, like The Game, right? The Game is like a third-rate rapper from like 2003. Like he's like, right? He's like advertising.
No, he's Lord. Don't call him third rate.
He had a good song, one good song. It was amazing. But you have
Floyd
some
Mayweather has a coin.
Yeah, they have like slut token and dick token and nipple token, and they got like stuff for everything. Trump token. They got stuff. So my personal belief, if it's just a bullshit token, like you get some shit like an oh my god token, most likely oh my god token, we don't even know what it is. We just know that it's fucking got an awesome name. So I let the ICO come out, and then we play the patterns. Now, if it's something that's hot, that's got a good technology, a good team, the team I think is always the key. If you've got a good team, then there's a chance that that token becomes something. Like for me, like I'm an investor in Unicorn, which is a gaming company, and then they have their own token, which is Unikoin. But I do business with them. Like that's my mentor. Like I believe in their company because that's my mentor. He taught me everything I know about business, right? And so I believe that they have the right team and they have the right product and stuff in that. So I'm an investor in that because I believe in that team. My mentors sent me the right way in numerous different places. Hey, Matt the Cat, what's up, baby? Favorite exchange to trade, Taylor? So the easiest exchange to trade is GDAX, but they only have 3 things you can trade. They're the easiest in terms of getting money in and out, and then they're also the largest, so it's like the easiest. But they only let you trade 3 fucking things. So I keep an account there for only for my Ethereum and Bitcoin trading, and then I've been doing my new trades like altcoin type stuff at Bitrex. I was doing some at Polynex, but they fucking have the worst customer service. They will steal your money, and then they will not even tell you that it's gone. Fuck those guys, by the way. You may want to tag their Twitter and say, hey, fuck Polynex till I hear back on their fucking support tickets.
I use Bitfinex. I like Bitfinex the best. Never had an issue.
Hey, Pixel, I don't use any hard wallets or cold storages or anything like that. And the reason is that for me, when I have like just stuff that's not getting traded, I put it back in the Coinbase wallet. For them, they're the biggest, they're the easiest. So if it's not trading on a particular exchange, I send it back to Coinbase and I let it sit in Coinbase. That's just the easiest for me, and I think that's just the quicker kind of way to do about it. So if I'm not trading it, then I keep it in Coinbase, in the wallet there. Yeah, a lot of people trade on Butrex. Hey, Chuka man. You don't have to lose on this stuff. It's just a matter of patterns, right? Can I get in at the right time at the right place? Like my buddy, the oil lord, I mean, when he's patient and he's on his stuff and he follows his rules, even as an oil lord, an oil god, like he does 1 trade a day, he shreds. And he's not even right. He doesn't even want to be a trader, but he could shred. It's all about discipline. So, hey, Taylor, can you do this for me? Will you bring up a chart? Because fucking everybody talks about Ripple, but I find that Ripple trades like shit. First of all, it rhymes with nipple, which is cool. but it's like, like 20 cents or 30 cents or whatever, but it trades like Shiite, pun intended.
Yeah. I never traded it because it doesn't.
Can you bring up the Ripple nipple?
Can somebody give me the correct ticker, because I have.
I think it's XRP.
It's XRP. That's what I thought. So, I mean, here it is, to be honest. I've never traded it. I've looked at it a lot of times. And I mean, we got Kyle Longrich saying Ripple is life, but it's a shitty lifestyle as far as I'm concerned.
It's an alternative lifestyle, guys.
Yeah. It's kind of like being a swinger in the middle of Arkansas, probably. I have never actually traded Ripple. I don't see the interest in it. I just see it going down continuously. I mean, if you want to look at this flag, definitely not an MFP type of flag that I like. P.S. IOT is now over $1 for the person in the chat shaming me. But anyways, yeah, Ripple, I don't know. I don't see any interest in it. It just keeps going down. It's 15 cents. So obviously there's not a lot of confidence in it. Here's the thing, and Kunal can connect me. Banks in Japan love it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Kunal can correct me, but like, look at these ICOs, okay? Look at EOS. Look at something like OMG. Look at something like these. They don't hang around under $1 for too long, and that's because they have value to them. So if
sometimes look, it's just like a stock. If you release too many coins, so in stocks, like Facebook did, Twitter did this. Like, anybody ever tried to day trade Twitter? It's like impossible. Their float is like gigantic. It trades like fucking Bank of America. And the reason is they just released too many shares. So the supply is too big. And I suspect this is kind of what's going down with the Ripple, the nipple, is that they released too many shares, right? It's not a low float stock or an ICO that has, 10 million, say, shares running around. This one could have so many that it's just depressing the value of it. Even though supposedly Morgan Stanley is behind it. Tezos, I believe, so the people behind Tezos are really good. My worry is that, they have an uncapped, basically, ICO. So they're just letting everybody pile in pre-market. And they have no data on when this thing is going live. They're just letting everybody buy everything pre. So it might be one of those things like a Twitter where there's just too many shares out. Yassine, I don't know, man, but Bank of America is supposed to be. Bank of America is the devil sometimes. Anybody else got any questions? Yeah, Ripple, I'm sure, has the fastest transaction times of any currency. That is true. I would just wait for this pattern, and when the pattern breaks, I bet it's going to go just because it's never gone. And so just out of the mania, because it is a mania, right? That's why we're all kind of here, right? It's like it's a mania. It's like WrestleMania, but without the wrestling. It's a mania. So, at some point when this pattern resides itself, I actually probably think, I don't think it's going to get to $10 or anything, but you could see it, right, Taylor? Like run to I don't know, 30 cents, 40 cents. I mean, we don't know, but you have, and it also could just break these lows and die down. It could go either way. But, I would only get it if it broke that trend line. Trend line life. Athletic green life. If you're trend line life, that means you believe in MCT, oil, Buddha, and treating men in the proper way. And VWAPs. That's all. No pressure. Taylor, you around? What's up, stud? Oh, nobody can even see my Ripple. Hold on. This is your angle on the Ripple, guys. See how like it's in that downtrend? You need to crack this right there, that little baby right there, that little baby mama. If you can get over there, I think you can run. You'll be able to run a little bit higher. You're going to be able to get this thing down. Hey, Taylor, you around? Yeah, they have bad internet in Canada. Hey, Brian of Tarth. Brian XOXO.
I'm back. Sorry.
So Taylor, let me tell you something about this thing that we got going on. This thing we got going on here between us friends, between us amazing friends, us friends that are defending this country from the fake news. So, I'm sorry. I forgot. Fuck. Whatever it might be. Whatever it might be. Oh, what I was saying is, why is your net? So I'm tethering from my phone, my cell phone.
Yeah.
And I'm running. And
I'm Wi-Fi life. Mine dropped.
I'm in Espanol life too, by the way. So I'm not even in the Great Americas.
Dude, my internet comes from an igloo with satellite on it.
It's really weird.
It's like a piece of bacon duct taped to a hockey stick, duct taped to a satellite on top of an igloo.
It's huge.
It's huge. It's fantastic. We're gonna come over. We're gonna renegotiate all the online deals. Okay. And from now on, it's gonna be download speed first, upload speed second. China. Okay. I don't know Putin. Okay. I don't hang out with him. Not a friend of mine. But he's fantastic. We're going to do fantastic work. We're trading cryptos. I mean, everything's great. Okay. What else could you really want?
Oh, shit. Hey, Saeed. I think the Unikoin should be going live in about a month. It's huge. It's amazing. It's fantastic. We will renegotiate all the deals with NAFTA, China.
Do you know about NAFTA?
Nobody even knows about NAFTA. It's like everybody's so focused on China.
Sounds like a condiment.
That's a nice hat, by the way. I ran out of those hats.
Yeah, this is a nice one. I actually don't like to wear it when I do all my extreme sports because it's so nice, but
it's very fancy. It's more of the color too. You've got a pop in there.
For the webinar, my wife Melina.
It's huge. What's up, guys? I think we lost Taylor. So let me just answer a couple questions here. By the way, the first winner of our contest is Kellen Love, who is actually one of my students. He's awesome. He's the man, and he's got a cool name. Do you guys short coins very often? I actually do short coins. Mostly the major ones. I try not to get in front of the oh my gods, that type of thing, because they can go forever. Like, let me tell you, like when Neo was $30, I was like, oh, this is a short, right? Common sense told me that, but I went long because that's just what the technicals and the patterns told me. So sometimes we just got to throw it all to the wind. Do you have the ability to set up stop losses? Yes. Most exchanges Dude, Taylor, are you alive?
Yeah, I'm here now. I'm back. My internet's sketchy, but I'm back.
This is a home office, right?
Apparently. Apparently, that's what I'm told.
How are you doing 5K gaming on this thing? How are you going to be like this mega esports star?
Dude, I did an esports tournament. It worked fine. I'm ranked under 100. I'm in the top 100,000 since Street Fighter 5, okay? On this internet.
At least tell me this. Do you use the Indian guy? With the long arms?
No, I actually don't. Might be because I hang out with you. I'm like, God, I'm not picking that guy.
Who do you use? Ryuko?
Tammy, the Brit. I use the British girl.
Oh, really? You don't even use any of the heroes?
Cammy is legendary.
She's very good. I do like her, but I would have just appreciated you to use the Indian guy. It's about time somebody used the Indian guy. He has the longest arms. He can't be defeated.
The top ranked player this year, he lost, but he plays the awesome. He made it to top 7.
All right. Well, here we go. Well, guys, me and Taylor, we got to go and do what we got to do. So, Kellen Love, you are the first winner of the Bulls on Crypto Street. Golf clap, everybody. Cheerio, mates. Cheerio. Hey, that's not a knife. That's a knife. That's not a knife. That's a knife. What movie is that from, Taylor? That's before your time.
That's it. Crocodile Dundee.
Shit, you are good. That's good. I mean, I've been using that for like 28 years. So, friends, it's been it's been great, it's been hot, it's been fantastic. Guys, by the way, Taylor will be on at
10 p.m. Eastern.
Well, why don't you do a little screen share and just show everybody your page? Because I feel like a lot of people are not good at spelling.
All right, guys, if you want to hang out every night, Sunday to Thursday, we make a watch list and we do a live webinar looking at the cryptos. And
it's huge.
It's fantastic. We get a good amount of people coming out and hanging out. So this is the channel right here. It is Crypto Shredder, CRYPTOSHREDDER. If you guys want to hang out and come on the channel, just stop by anytime. They're all recorded. But
who made that? Who made that ketchup list for you?
Who do you think made it? I made it.
I mean, it's amazing. It's Lord status.
Because it came from the quote that you gave us is a stock can be extended, but you can also die from eating too much ketchup. So, of course, we're going to shred.
My mom told me that.
That's where it came.
She told me you get kidney stones from eating too much ketchup because she was trying to save that money.
That's where it came from. So, yeah, if you guys want to hang out every pretty much most weekdays, sometimes on the weekend, but Monday through Thursday, we make the watch list and just hang out, see what's going on. We look at crypto charts and stock charts. So come hang out. Happy to have you guys.
Amazing. I love it. You're amazing, Taylor. You're a fantastic young man. You have your whole life in front of you. Don't ever give up. That's all I have to say.
I definitely do want because you're my son.
Oh, shit. By the way, guys, Taylor does a great Indian mom accent, and that's what it was. Just one more time, if you could just replicate my mom.
Kunal, you are not going out drinking tonight because you are going to get very moody. And then I have to deal with it. You are my son. And tonight you're staying.
So when Taylor was at my house, my mom stays with me pretty much like a good chunk of the year. She's back and forth. She lives in Michigan, but she stays with me. And Taylor was there, and me and Taylor went to this beer festival, and she's like, "Oh my God, you guys are very, very drunk. Oh my God, my son, you should be married by now. What is going on?" She's like, "You, little man, you are very drunk, and you're very moody. Oh my God, oh my God." And from there, that's all we would talk about. So, guys, let's roll with this. Now, on the other side of things, guys, if you have any real other questions we missed, by the way, they just come in so fast sometimes. I mean, as we're doing this live, sometimes I just don't see some of the questions. So, dude, to be honest, I'd hop on Taylor's thing and just bug the shit out of him. He's actually a very patient man. He's got a young man's game. What I've heard is that inverse related, the more Canadian you are, the more questions you can answer.
Wow.
So Taylor, good luck to you in the future wars to come.
Fantastic. Thank you.